So how are you assessed in sociology exams? They are through things called the assessment objectives. I'm going to explain what they are and what you need to do to hit them. So firstly, you have got your AO1. This is your knowledge and understanding. This underpins everything that you are going to answer, because there's always AO1 knowledge that you should be displaying. And you are going to hit this by showing good knowledge of the explanations, and you can demonstrate that through using the correct concepts or keywords or the correct terminology. You can also show good knowledge through sociology names, so you might reference some studies, but also you might even reference some of the theories that you are starting to learn. Now we have got our application. So your application is where you are showing why the knowledge that you are demonstrating, your AO1, is relevant to the question that is set. So I often use LBTQ, link back to the question. So why is it relevant? Why is it useful? So you're not just listing everything that you know about a topic, you are showing why is it relevant to the question that's set. You will also have some questions that come with an item. So they are a 10 marker on crime, education, family and so on. But also your essays, your 30 markers and your 20 markers. So they will give you some knowledge and some hints and tips for you to develop your answer from, so you can apply your knowledge from that. And then finally you can give relevant examples, applying them in the correct way to show that you have got good knowledge and understanding. And then finally, your AO3. This is analysis and evaluation, but I'll talk about analysis first. And students often I'm not sure about what analysis is, but it is following something called a logical chain of reasoning. So your explanation is logical. So if you state a concept, you then explain that concept, you give an example of it and so on. So your answer is quite logical in the way that it flows. And what you're doing there is you're linking concepts together. So you're showing how the bigger picture is broken down to its individual components, individual explanations, and then you put it back together again. You can also gain analysis by making comparisons, so comparing like a modern with a postmodern society, or making reference to something that we call cages. So we use this to remind ourselves about how we can look at class differences, age or generational differences, gender differences, ethnic differences, sexuality differences, and so on. And digging your explanations down, you are just proving that some of these explanations do not just apply to everybody. It's dependent on how you're looking at it and who you are looking at. And then finally, your evaluation. So this is where you are saying why something is good, what's the strengths of it. So it could be a sociological explanation, why does it benefit us? But also it could be your negatives and your criticisms. What is problematic about an explanation? What pitfalls are there? What criticisms might we find? Okay. So using your AO1, your AO2 and your AO3, that is where you are going to pick up marks, and it will take practice. And I recommend that as you are working your way through exam questions and answers, highlight the different skills, use the different colours. I use green for AO1, orange for AO2, pink for AO3, analysis and evaluation. And as long as you've got an equal balance of all three of those colours, you know that you're hitting all your skills quite consistently, which is really essential for top band if you are answering a 30-mark question, for example. Any more queries and questions? You know where I am.